Hi, my name is David Gedalovich, and this is Leaders Around the World. Today, I'm with a big artist, video maker, content maker, video editor, and a few other things. That is Joseph Betzalel. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, Joseph. Where are you from? Where do you live? And what do you do exactly today?
Okay. Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me, David. I'm really happy to be here. So my name is Joseph Betzalel. Originally I'm from Venezuela, from Caracas. I uh, I made Aliyah 15 years ago already. Yeah, and basically I've been living here in Jerusalem. Uh, right away, since I got here, my dream was to go study in the Betzalel Academy. I went to study graphic design and visual communication, and since then I've been already living in Jerusalem. I also I went to 7 years ago. I started working in a company named Lighttricks, and they make apps for video editing and photo editing. So basically, I do now, I create content, video content, and image. How do you say? Photo collage, digital collage, and everything on a surrealist style. Um, and also, I love to paint. That's also like how this whole thing started. That was kind of my passion when I was a little kid, and it all evolved into design, graphic design, logo branding, and then transform into web design, app design, and then somehow it ended up being photo collage and like surrealistic stuff and VFX. And yeah, here I am.
What did you study in the university? Graphic design? Because
So the career, it's called visual communication, and it's very wide actually. I mean, it involves graphic design, typography, illustration, publicity, branding, and then I specialize on the last 2 years. I specialize on web design and UX UI design. So that was kind of my specialty. But after a few years of doing that, I realized that I needed more craziness into my work, more collage, colors, and spontaneous kind of art.
okay, so you started working. Like, what was the first thing that you did after university? You started working for yourself, doing.
Well, I started working as a freelancer, taking jobs here and there for companies, small companies, doing logos, branding, uh, a little bit of web design, a little bit of apps. I also had a time that I worked with my father, and he has a print shop, and then I work as a graphic designer there. A lot of graphic design, mainly print. And after that, I met these people, like they were looking for a graphic designer at Lighttricks, and they told me that they saw the the exhibition of the last year. Every year, like when they finish the career, we do like an exposition in Betzalel. It's a big event, and then a lot of people come to recruit people, designers of all kinds. So they told me they saw like what I did and they really liked it, so they wanted to work with me. And then that's how I enter in this company. And this company was they started by doing an app called Facetune, that it's like for selfie editing. And then I started doing like the whole UI, the whole also part of a little bit of branding, like working on the marketing as well, a little bit, some banners, and part of the interface of the app.
How big was Lightbricks then, and how big it is now?
Wow. When we started, it was like we were like 6 people,
Wow.
and it was like 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, and it was just just one room, two rooms with people just working on the desk, very very small, really small, like, and then yeah, it's really crazy because like most people can imagine, when they see it, it's now it's a big company, but back in the day it was just a room full of people working.
How many people work in Lighttricks right now?
Right now there must be like 300 and
Wow.
something. I'm kind of bad with the counting, but
Hmm.
something like that.
Wow, that's crazy. So you were one of the first ones, let's say, and that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. There were the founders, and then there was a girl named Ayelet, and she was like the creative director. Like she actually designed the first app, and then she wanted to recruit a first designer, and that was me. That was the first designer.
That's great. That's amazing. So exciting. You were part of
Yeah,
you saw it growing, and now you're only
yeah, yeah,
part of it. You were
yeah,
telling me when we spoke before, and that you did a lot of content making for that they liked what you did, not only in graphic design, but they also like your videos and your collages and stuff. And you kind of switch your career path and you started doing content for them, right?
yes.
and
Uh-huh.
uh, and you told me also that you went all around the world to create content for Lighttricks. And so tell me, how was that experience? What was your favorite place? Like which country or city was the most exciting one? And tell me
Oh,
how was the how was that
yeah,
trip?
yeah. That was in a that's a tough question, to tell you which one is my favorite country. I love them all. But so yeah, I was doing graphic design and like UI and icons and like very much of what I studied at the end of my career. And then at some point, it really I got a little, let's say, bored. Like I didn't feel like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like that wasn't really my thing. So I basically started playing with the apps, and like there was actually like a need for somebody to create content with the apps. Like there was a lot of people working on the product, a lot of people working on marketing. No, actually not so much people working on marketing, but there was like a need for somebody. Okay, now this is the app. You can do like photo editing or video editing, and then like what do we do with that? Like there has to be somebody. And then I just kind of started playing with it, and it kind of became like a hobby, like making these collages. And slowly I really became really addicted to it, and it really became like my first tool. Like I, instead of actually uh, having time to go to my house and actually open Photoshop and like make time for it. I would just, if I have an idea and I'm in the middle of the on the day on the bus station or whatever, I just can open my phone and it's just can start making whatever I have in my mind. So that opened a whole world of possibilities for me. And then I started to create this language, this kind of expression for myself, and it really became good for the company. So at some point, um, one day, I was I felt like I used to work a lot with stock images and stuff like ready made from people that already did like Shutterstock and all these kind of websites for assets and materials. But I felt like I wanted to create my own stuff. Like I really wanted to be very, very specific, like to take it to the next level. And I wanted to like have exactly the effects and the compositions that I wanted based on my imagination. So I thought about actually going out and shooting some stuff. So I went to the shoot one day and I just shoot like something very, very, very simple, like a few effects, and I recorded with my iPhone, and I did some advertisements with that, like just playing around, and it became really, really good. Actually, like the company got a lot of profit out of it, and then like they say, okay, now from now on, you just don't come back to the office. Go back to whatever you do and just keep doing that, you know. And then it kind of grow from that place. I started, going out more and then go to more interesting places inside of Israel and creating more and more content. And I start to get, also again, like it became my new hobby. It's that's the thing, I kind of become bored about something and then I start doing something new and that becomes my new hobby. And that's how I and then after that I had an idea, of okay, let's take it to the next level. What can I do with this that could be really cool? So I decided to make a video clip in Israel, and I thought about bringing a band. They're my friends. They live in Spain, so I thought about bringing them to Israel and then shooting a video clip with the iPhone and edit it with the iPhone as well, and see what happens. If you can actually make a video clip with your iPhone and with using the tools of Lighttricks. And then they came, and then we travel all around Israel, and we shoot this very very cool video clip, and it also became super super good and like a lot of profit. And then like from that place, it just like they told me, you know what, just whatever like idea you have, you want to go here there. So I started to really like, okay, this I'm gonna start to imagine, like, I don't know, I started to have the idea of going to Italy. I went to Italy and I shoot a video clip also there in Naples. And and then after that I traveled to Brazil, Costa Rica, Mexico. And from there, when I came back, I decided to take a year that I was gonna travel for 1 year. And then they sent me to Asia, to Southeast Asia. I actually never been there, so I really like I had a lot of curiosity what's going on there, and I was sure that visually there will be like a lot of material, especially for a person that never saw something like this. That will be a lot of potential, to create awesome stuff with that. So I took my bag, I took a drone, a GoPro, all my mobile production bag, that I set for myself. And I started traveling in Spain because I always kind of stopped there because my friends are there in Barcelona. I stayed there for like a few months. And then from there, I took off to, I started in Vietnam, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, Singapore, and Philippines. And I have to say that from all the places, I really, really, really like Vietnam. Vietnam is amazing. I mean, visually, the nature and the people and the food is just amazing. And also Sri Lanka, very nice. And yeah, but all of them I love.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing because you took your career where you wanted to. Like you started as a hobby, you liked it, and thank God you could make a profit out of that. Like it's the dream, I would say. And
Yeah.
all right, Joseph, tell me a little bit more about your personal projects. What's the future for Joseph Betzalel? Do you want to continue working in Lightricks, the same that you're doing right now, or seeing what the career takes you? I'm sure that you love Lightricks and they love you because you were there from the beginning. And 7 years nowadays working for a company, it's not a given. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people do it. So what's your plan? What's next for you?
Well, listen, I don't know. I love Lightricks, and I think as long as I can, just I love working with them. I love creating content for them. I just have grown up so much from being there. It's also not only because like not only because they're awesome at what they do, but because also each person that it's there is just amazing. Like they're good people, and they have good heart, they have good intention, and they're super super talented people. So I just love being in an environment like that. And and right now I feel like I have a lot of freedom to do and create and express myself and grow as an artist. So right now I don't see myself going somewhere else, but also there's a lot of stuff that are growing inside of me in terms like artistically, like a lot of well, this painting thing, you know, that I always had. It kind of has been like my real passion. This is how it all started. So when I came back from Asia, I felt like I really need to go back to painting. Uh, like like I do a lot of editing and like digital, everything based on digital, and I work a lot with computer, but I also feel like I have the necessity to come back a little bit to my roots, to my source of working with my hands and feeling the materials. So right now I'm working on a very cool project, making a mural for Pepitos, for a Latin restaurant here in Jerusalem. I already did one, and it was like the one of the two most amazing weeks of my life, just doing that mural. And now just started like a few days ago on the second mural, and I'm having the time of my life. It's beautiful. So I really think I'm gonna be doing a lot of that. But now I have like the power to mix this and take it to the next level. You know, to also make videos out of it and to mix. Video editing and my surreal collage and my surreal style with painting, you know, like this I think has a lot of potential. And in terms of the future, you know, um, I don't know, I sometimes when I try to think about like the future, like where I see myself in like 10 years, 5 years, I don't know, I just always end up having like this crazy anxiety because it's like too much responsibility for me to decide what I want right now. But you know, when I look back, I always see that there is always like a feeling inside that guides me and tells me where to go and what is the next step. So I'm just letting that happen, you know. And like I'm also like right now getting very much into high-end productions and like leading, being starting to become an art director for big commercials in Lighttricks. So for sure, this is something I'm going to be exploring for the at least for the next few years and becoming good at it. Because until now, I've been doing a lot of guerrilla style shooting and like very much from the intuition and like from the amateur place and like spontaneous. But I really would like to know how to work with big teams and how to um, direct in terms of artistically, you know, on the set, and how to actually bring my vision into a bigger production so I can bring my art and expand it, you know, to create a bigger scale result.
Right, Joseph. It was truly inspiring to talk to you.
Thank
Someone that is
you.
doing what you love, and that it's making a profit out of it, that it's making a life out of it, and that it's helping a company that you believe in. That's what everyone is looking for. So I congratulate you. Like I think that you were
Thank you.
doing
Thank you.
great. I told you before we started recording that I know you from Pepitos because like the
Yeah.
mural that you did a few years ago. That's what for me defines like when I think of Pepitos, I think of your mural, like all the colors that you did and all the combinations, and it was really great because it was like art, beautiful, also like represented like Latin America in a very nice way, like in a very artistic
Yeah.
way, and it was yeah what defined Pepitos for me. Like that was so. Uh, I
It's the
haven't seen
experience of eating the sandwich and looking at the painting at the woman. That's the experience of Evita.
For sure. And it was like very artistic, very in a way like represented the classic Latin American person dressed up in Latin American clothes, like Colombia,
Yeah,
Venezuela.
yeah, yeah,
Also with like very living, like very nice colors, like very beautiful colors, which like was a
yeah.
beautiful mix that I really liked and that I haven't seen in many places, I think.
Mm.
So it was very unique, beautiful, and that's I knew you always from that because I would ask Andres, the owner of Pepito, who made that painting, and he always said, my friend Joseph Betzalel, and this and that. That
Well,
you're
you
looking
know, now
forward to
it's
him.
the first one. The first mural was it's an African woman, like kind of from Cuba, but like African Latin. And like the second mural, it's an indigent woman. And probably there will be, if there's a third one, it will be like the mix of like maybe the Spanish more So it's because this is the essence of Latin America, is the mix of these cultures, and actually we're all like mixed into one big thing, which is a beautiful microcosmos of humanity. You know how we're so different and yet we're kind of the same.
Beautiful. All right, Joseph, I don't take more of your time. It was beautiful, amazing, inspiring to talk to you. And,
Thank you so much.
we will talk.
But we'll talk. We'll talk. Thank you very much for inviting me, and let's be in touch, man. Thank you for everything.
A pleasure, big pleasure.